Guys, welcome back to another series of Python full tutorial course. So in these chapters we'll be discussing more about the rest of the string types that we have in Python programming language. So now we stopped at multi-line string in our previous video, in our previous class. So now let's get rid of this. So now let's talk about slicing in string, slicing string. So now let's say now let's create a variable. Let's say we have fruit as our variable. And what kind of fruit? Now let's say we have apple in our variable now. So now this apple now, I told you string accepts, Python accepts either single quotes or double quotes. Keep note of that anytime you are working on, anytime you are writing your code. So fruits. So now let's say you are printing, let's say we want to print fruit out. Fruits, actually what we have on the console now will now be apple now. We have apple on our console. But this is not what we want to do. We have talked about this in Python string and multi-line string too. So this is not what we want to do. So actually what we want to do is see in this string that you are seeing here, this is an index of array. What do I mean by array? Array is just a series of, let me just say, data joins together on a single row. So now let's say good. Let's say under this, as this apple now, the way we are saying this apple now, you can count the items inside this string, which is APPLA, meaning that we have 5 characters in this string. So now to access this element A, P, P, like that, let's say we want to access the elements one by one. Now to do that, so when you are printing the front out, you have to use these particular brackets. So these brackets, you have to use these brackets to access this index. Now let's say you want to note one thing, that computer starts counting from 0. So let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is how computer starts counting. So computer starts counting from 0. So now to do the index numbers of this now, so this one now starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So instead of 5 now, so it will now be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now to access in the index of A, to access A now, so A will now be 0 like this now. So if we run this code, then we should see A printed out on our console, because we are accessing the element by their index number. So now, so let's say we want to access L now. L will now be 3 now like that. So hope you are getting it, guys. So L will now be 3 like that. So now do you see that L will now be 3? So do you see that 3 is all? So to access the element inside the string by their index number, so you can do it like this. Let's say you want to access the index of want to access the element, want to display the element from this pool together. We want to display all this, and so it will now be like this one is 0, 1, so now be from 0 to end. So without passing this thing, without passing anything here, meaning that you are telling Python that please display anything from this P to the rest, to anywhere it's ended. So that is what we are telling Python. So if you use that pool, then we should have pool now. So that is exactly what we are. So if you say okay, I want you to display element between this P, P, L. So now say from 0 to 3. So you can now say okay, from the range of 1 to 3, so display the characters in them. That is slicing for you. See that we have PP. So we have PP, meaning that I only want to display the characters of these 2 elements. That means from this 1 and to 3. So stop and 3. So Python will not print the 3 characters out. So this is what we call slicing in Python. So now we are still going to talk about different types of these when we different types of accessing the index number of an element when we get to list in Python, in all those data arrays in Python, but not currently. So this is just an example of slicing string in Python. Now let's now comment this out. Now guys, to comment this out, multiplying, you can just highlight to comment everything out. Now you can just highlight all the text, press Control on Windows, Control plus the question mark on your keyboard, then everything will be commented out automatically. But on Mac, you have to press Command plus that your question mark icon on your keyboard, so everything will be commented out like this now. So actually we can just get rid of this code. Let's put it inside here. Let's get rid there. So no, it doesn't make sense that way. So now, okay, now let's go to the next topic. We have done Python string, multi-line string, and then we are now left with modify string. Now what is modify string? Now let's say you want to modify string. Now let's get a new variable called name. So that variable, now you can just store a variable of, let's say John. Let's use John as an example again. Now let's say John. Now so now what do we mean by modify string? So let's say you want to say print name. Now when you say print name, then you should have John printed on the console. You have John printed on the console. That is not what we want to do initially. So we want to modify the string. How do we modify the string now? So we have to access the method on the string. You have to access the method on the string. So how do we access the methods on the string? That is this. By passing through this, you have to just press dots. So anytime you are accessing a method on Python, you have to access the method, string method. You have to access it with dots, string name dot something. So then you have you have some option displays to you here. Now when you're accessing a string method, we have a lot here displaying to you. Yes. Now so now the one, let's say we want to change name. This name, we want to change this string. We want to convert everything to capital letter. We want to convert it to everything to capital letter. Just say name dot upper. Now do you see that we have a method called upper? So name dot upper. Now do you see that? So if I say name dot upper, do you see that immediately I press name dot upper, there's another parenthesis, because this is a function. This is anything that has to do with method means functions in Python programming language. So now let's now run this code. You will see that everything has been converted to the uppercase. Now do you see that everything has been converted to uppercase now? So these are the types of methods that we have. Then if we want to convert everything to lowercase, now let's say we want to say name dot lower, it will not be lower like that. You see, it will not be lower like that. So now do you see that everything here is in lower case? So then we have another method against that we need to access again. So we have another method, say okay, name dot let's say dot what's it called? I think replace. You want to replace something, so name dot replace, meaning that what are you replacing? This time around you have to pass in through parameters to this place. So now let's say we want to replace John. We want to replace John with S. We want to replace John with X. We want to replace John with X. Now do you see that? So we are replacing John with S. So now let's see the output on the console. Do you see that John has been changed to Sean? So that is, and then we have some other methods that you can also work with. We have a lot of methods that you can also work with, but anytime you are working with any methods, guys, anytime you are working with any methods, so just make sure you read the docs here. Just make sure you read the docs here now, because all these methods that we are having here now, that means you want to, now this is the index. If you are trying to access the index now, I told you guys the first, like we are accessing from index 1 to index 3. No, is it 3? 0 1 2 3. Yes, index 3. So then let's run this code. So we have this. Do you see that must be string, not integer? What this error is showing to us is we are passing an integer instead of string. So meaning that we need to change this scenario from here now. So now this is how it's been done. So we can just say from this string of O then to N. So now we want to just index it. So we have slice index must be integer or none. So okay, sorry guys, I was the one that made a mistake. It's not that way, sorry. So the index now should be Okay, let's do it this way. Let's access this. So print name dot let's access this. There's a lot of things that you can access from here. Now this dot is lower now, dot is lower here now, or dot is lower. Then let's see what we have. Do you see that? False, because dot is lower is just verifying the condition that is everything here is in lower case, is it in lower case. So let's say we put this on in lower case like this. Let's say now, do you see that everything is now true because everything is in lower case. There are a lot of methods that you can actually work with. There's a lot of methods that you can actually work with when it's come to slicing. So name dots, anytime you just access the method, this is capitalized. Capitalized means case fold. There's a lot of things that you can access with here, actually based on everything. So the instructions is even be there. This one is dot is alum, dot is ava, dot is ASCII, dot is digit, dot is numeric, is in numerical value. So dot format, this is how to format. Dot center, dot count, dot end with. Capitalize, index is lower, replace, encode, translate. We have a lot of different strange methods that you can actually work with. And also there is one thing that I need to tell you guys. In if you want to just know how many letters words that we have in journal, so how many letters word you want to count the alphabet in journal. Let's say you can just say learn. You can use learn function. Learn function allows you to count the numbers of an item in any variable. So you can just say name now. So learn name. So let's say we access it, use that we have 4. So it's telling us that we have 4 characters, we have 4 alphabets in John. So guys, in the next tutorial we'll be talking about concatenating string. How do we concatenate string in order to not waste much of our times? How do we concatenate string? And how do we format string, and how do we work with escape characters in string? So see you in the next tutorial. Bye.